Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday Notary Titans. Today is September 23rd. My name is Jen Neitzel. I am your co-host, along with the fabulously wonderful Miss Laura Biewer, the goat herself. Hey, Laura, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing better. Every day
You
it's a little
sound so much better than
wow,
yesterday.
getting there.
I'm so glad that your voice is back. If you guys
Yeah.
are able to turn your cameras on, we would love to be able to see your faces. If not, completely understand. No explanation is necessary. Um, we just like to get to know you a little bit. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? I saw your wave. Anyway, it's great to see everybody's face today. We are going to start off the way we always do with some announcements. If you are new to this call, a very, very special welcome. We are happy and thrilled that you are here. This call is similar to like a radio call-in show where you can ask Laura and I and our panel that's here to support us any question that you would like about your notary business, the practice of being a notary, maybe your marketing plan, whatever you need help with. We are here to help and support you. And if you are watching this replay on YouTube, hello, we are thrilled that you are here checking us out and that you're with us after the fact. If you're new to the call and you're wondering about the rules and can I post this and can I do that, just check out the chat. Jen is going to post all those rules and things in the chat. But first, I want to share some upcoming announcements. And you may or may not know, y'all are going to get so sick of me hearing me say this. You may or may not know I have written a book, and I would love for you guys to go buy it, review it, and really use it in your business. The book I wrote is called On the Move, the relationship driven 5 point marketing system for mobile business success. The links will be in the chat for the hardback and the Kindle version. This is exactly how I built my business, you guys, my mobile notary business. And it is all the information you need about the 5 point marketing system. So please check that out. Now, you guys know that it's not just Laura and I on this call. We are supported by two of our very dear friends and colleagues, Matt Miller with the California League of Independent Notaries. Hey, Matt.
How's it going today, guys?
It's going great. And also Jen Cooper with JKC Mobile Notary out in Selma, California. Hey, Jen.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
I'm great. You have an in-person workshop coming up in October. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, for any notaries that are in California, we have the Notary Workshop, Learn, Connect, and Grow, October 18th, from 10 to 2. We right now have a special deal. The tickets are $100, but if you buy a ticket and refer 3 people, they get tickets for 75 and you get $25 back. So you'd still get early bird prices, which is great. That is good until the end of September. And the link for how to register for that is in the chat.
Thank you so much, Jen. And Laura, you also have some big news. You have just recently launched a new video series. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So for those who are interested in building their notary skill, in building their specialty notary business itself and understanding what the different ones are, more than intro level, more in depth, then that is what this is for. If you already own Laura Biewer Presents, it's a similar format where I do teaching for the first 45, 50 minutes, and then I take answers and questions. But Laura Biewer Presents was much more limited and it was much more introductory. This is the next level of that. I have 33 of these videos available, and if you use the code COACHED, then you can access it for less money. Comes out to about $3 a video. And I think that's a pretty good darn deal to be able to spend an hour with me furthering
Yeah.
business. Yeah. I want to make, because I know you guys are spending money on everything left and right. So I want to make sure that I keep things affordable and reachable. So if you go to my website, for those who can't see the chat on YouTube, go to coachmelaura.com, and on the products page, the very last one is where it is at. Thank you.
It's like having a goat in your back pocket, right, Laura?
Right.
Your favorite saying. Thank you guys so much for sharing your in-person events. We are just coming off a great in-person event this weekend. So if you were at the Empower Notary Summit here in Dallas, Texas this weekend, hello, hello, hello. It's good to see you again. Um, this is our time to dive into some questions, you guys. All you have to do to get in line to have your question answered is raise your virtual hand. And you're going to find that right at the bottom, a little hand at the bottom of your Zoom screen. So you guys can go ahead and get in line and have your notary questions answered. Let's see who the brave soul is going to be today that gets us started. Chastity in Texas, hello.
Hi, how are you?
How you doing?
I've got a couple of questions.
Sure, bring
So,
them.
I do have one for Laura. I got your LBP and I was kind of going through everything this weekend. And I have a question on the trust, like if you're with an attorney, do they actually sit with you or are they there with you or when you're marketing to them and you get an attorney's office, do they sit with you or do they kind of like leave you by yourself with the clients? How does that process go?
Either or, it depends on the attorney. A lot of times the attorney is right there and actually leading the appointment, and I'm keeping up notarizing. And what I'm also doing is I'm listening to the instructions the attorney is giving to his clients to make sure they followed suit on the documents. Did they initial where he said? Did they sign where he said? Besides my notarization and then also my witnessing. Some attorneys uh want it at his office or her office, but then they leave the office and they let me take care of it. So if I'm going to their office, they have one,
Okay.
then it could be either way. It just depends on their schedule, the relationship they have with that particular client, if they need more hand holding. A lot of the ones that let me take care of it, they don't ask me to come to the office. I go to the person's home.
Okay.
And when they're out, when they are attorneys that are outside of my area, like I do get them from Los Angeles particularly, they are driving up to Modesto for a client and then they ask me to join them at the house. So it would
Oh,
work the same way as it would as if he was in his office, he's leading and I am assisting and notarizing.
okay. So with that being said, so then the attorney actually goes through the documents with the client and you're
If,
just
if
there
he's
to
leading,
notarize.
if he's leading, it's
If
not
he,
always the
yeah.
case.
Okay, so they may ask us as notaries to do it as well, or just kind of depending on the whole situation, I guess.
Yeah, I described for you several different situations, and any one of those situations can be how it plays out.
Okay,
They could lead it, they could ask me to lead it, they can ask me to go to the person's home or come into their office. All
okay,
of those
just
work.
different
And
scenarios.
if I
Okay,
can just piggyback for a second as well, because we love to piggyback around here. They may have you for the first signing or two. They may be sitting there with you and then build trust that way. And then over time, they no longer do that. It's really each
Yeah,
office is run individually. There's no set
okay.
standard.
Okay, I didn't know if it was something to where it's like a set standard. I thought maybe that's the way it was in an attorney's office.
not
Okay.
necessarily.
Got it. And one other question, if you don't mind. So I wanted to start, because I looked at, I went through, did the cannabis as well, the marketing and the assisted livings as well. I kind of went through all the documents. How do you market yourself to, or is there someone in particular that you speak with at assisted facilities? Like, is there like an HR person, or do you actually speak to the front person? Well, how do you kind of get yourself in there?
So in assisted living, it's actually the activities director
Oh,
I've been connecting with. Uh, and then I always check in at the front desk with whoever's there. And
okay.
so if I'm going to start, I want to find out who is that activities director
Okay.
for assisted living. Assisted living, um, and really the social worker isn't always the person on site. It's not a medical facility like skilled nursing or specialty or
Okay.
hospitals. So in those environments, social workers are my number one connection.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's where I want to go. They might be a connection in assisted living, depending on how that facility is set up.
Okay.
Most times I don't find that to be so.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good. Because I wasn't even sure who to even ask for. So, okay. And then the cannabis, Jen, I did watch. I watched your marketing portion. So I do have. Do you just go in and talk to whoever that the front person is with your
Yeah,
gifts?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All
I
right.
just talked to, and you're here in Texas, right?
Yes.
Okay. So obviously cannabis not being legal here, we
Right.
have, what is it that's legal here? There's some
This,
strain or something that's
CBD,
legal.
Isn't it CBD? I think the CBD oil.
CBD.
I believe.
CBD, but also there's some other,
Oh, not sure.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's a very low
Okay.
uh, of the THC that's in it. But
Okay.
yes, you can just go in and ask to speak to the manager with
Okay.
anything that I do. If I'm going into a title office, I'm going into a cannabis shop, I'm going into a FedEx or something, I'm going to ask to speak to the manager if I can,
Okay.
because your decision maker. You may not always get to that person,
Yeah.
but anybody that works there is a valuable person to talk to.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the information. Thank you so
Got it.
much.
You got it. Anytime. Thanks for the
Thank you, Laura.
questions.
Of course.
Hey, Lisa Duffy, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing well. I just wanted to piggyback off your piggyback
It's
and just
contagious,
tell
isn't it, Lisa, when you start piggybacking?
I just wanted to tell Chastity that I have one of my attorneys in particular, he'll go and meet with the clients before me and send me after. So all I have to do is direct them where to sign. There's been a couple of times where I actually met him there, just because we work so well together. He likes to see me.
Okay.
So he'll be there with me, but yeah, he'll set them up, have everything ready, tagged and everything, and I just go in and notarize
Oh,
and
wow.
be the
Okay.
witness for the will.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you. Appreciate it.
As I think of it too, Chastity, I mean, I've certainly not done near as many estate plans as like Laura or Matt have done.
Yeah.
But as I think of it, I don't believe I've ever been sent a package that wasn't completely tabbed and tagged and kind of dummy proof, right? And set up with where to sign and all that. So that's one of the things I love about estate planning.
Oh, so they actually tag everything for you?
Mine, the attorney,
yeah,
again, every office is different.
that's right.
Different.
Don't
Okay.
expect it.
Every office is different. I'm saying in my experience, the ones I have,
Okay.
they have all
Okay.
been tagged and tabbed for signature, but that's not always the case. Everybody's different. Matt, did you have something you wanted to piggyback on the piggyback on the piggyback?
I hate signature tags.
Yeah, I do too. Dang it,
But you
Jack.
know, Chastity, something that I do is when I approach attorneys
Uh-huh.
is I kind of position myself as an extension of your firm, right? So you don't have to take time out of your day as the attorney to go see the
Right.
client. I can do that for you. So it kind of sets that up from the beginning. Now, I do have attorneys that will start out the meeting or they'll check in via Zoom for like 5 minutes and then they say, go for it. You're in good hands. But I've really tried to position myself as an extension of their firm so that I can I can just do my thing, right, without interruption from attorneys or chit chat or whatever. So that's
Yeah.
something to consider. You can kind of train your clients that way.
Okay. Okay. I just kind of wanted to know like what to expect because
Mhm.
I mean I don't know and I was like okay I've done them for signing services but actually wanting to get out there and actually market myself I just kind of wanted to know how the process worked I guess so But good to know. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's
Well,
great information.
if you need any marketing help, come check us out at Marketing for Notaries. We'll be happy to help you.
Okay, thank you.
Forget the
I
book.
will.
It'll tell you exactly how to do it.
Thank you. I will. I will check it out.
Who else has some questions for us today? Please go ahead and raise your virtual hand. And Miss Roberta, hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. Actually, I'm getting over COVID, so
Oh, you and a few people I know.
yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
I guess this is piggyback day. So, with reference to the previous caller, I just watched this morning Laura's advanced specialty, and there are a lot of suggestions on how to approach and work with attorneys, or the key word in that videos, the first video was the focus. And I loved the way Laura mentioned how to focus in on different attorneys specialties. And Matt mentioned exactly what Laura had said in that video. So if some of you have already purchased or already in there, definitely go over that um, video. It's a great video.
Is that the
Thank
new
you.
one by chance?
I'm
That
sorry?
it's out? Is that the new one that Laura was talking
Yes,
about? Okay.
yes,
Okay, great. Thank you.
yes.
Anything Laura puts out, you guys know, is going to be top tier quality,
Yeah.
only the absolute best. Um, Laura, and I'm just gonna kind of go off script here for a second, but Laura is absolutely without a doubt the person that loves this notary community more than anybody I have met in any position in the notary community. And I think you guys that know her, like Matt and Jen, and people that know her personally would agree. And yeah, Faith said it. We pounce on Laura's material. Absolutely. You don't have to question if that's a quality product or not. So it's going to be the right thing. Thank you, Roberta, for that
Yes.
endorsement. I appreciate it. Um, Helena in Long Beach, how are you? What question do you have for us?
Fine. I have a question regarding funeral homes or mortuaries.
Okay.
What types of documents can we expect to work on there, and how do you market to them?
Yeah, well, which part do you want to hit, Jen?
You go ahead and talk about documents, and I will talk about how to approach.
Okay, so there's cremation authorization documents. There is what's that favorite document I have, Matt, that doesn't have a notarization at the bottom? It's got something weird they made up, but it's for an assignment. They're an assignment for insurance payments would be another one. Another one, another one is another kind of authorization, but frankly, Helena, it really doesn't matter what they are because they're all going to be the same thing. It's going to be a document that requires somebody to sign it and requires some type of notarial act. And so that's where you want to be skilled, is that you can breeze through that, look for the completeness, where's the signature go? And is this notarial wording that I can fill out because you're in California? And of course, we've got, standard language. So that's what I want to say about the documents. Jen, you want to talk about approach?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just agreeing with Laura that in my experience with my local funeral home, if their in-house notary wasn't available, it was usually cremation or insurance documents that required notarization. And they do require them, Helena, daily. It's a great it's a great partnership. And you're going to approach this the way you would approach anything else by building a relationship, introducing yourself, spending time getting to know them, establishing trust. It takes 14 touch points on average, science tells us, research tells us, for people to start trusting you. So I want you to go in knowing that so you understand the amount of work that you need to do if you want to develop a relationship with your local funeral homes. And really, I think the best way to do it is just to craft a really meaningful elevator pitch on how you can help them, what you can do for them, how your business can help their business. And that goes for funeral homes, that goes for title offices, that goes for estate planning professionals, anybody that you want to work with. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
You
Yeah.
are
Before
so welcome.
you go though, because somebody put this, Tanzania, check to see about apostille work. Now, I get apostille work, but not from funeral homes. So that might be a question to
Mhm.
say, do you have any need for apostille work? Because they might have a body that's got to go out of the country or coming back. So,
And
Okay.
I just happened to glance down, and my friend Amber Nicole said, who do we ask for? You're going to speak directly to the director. You always want to
yeah,
go to the decision maker. And that doesn't mean that the person that is the receptionist is not a valuable part of that office team, but you always want to try and talk to the person in charge so that they're not getting the information about you and your services secondhand. If that isn't possible, do not look at that receptionist or whoever you're talking to as a gatekeeper. They're not. They work there. And if they like you, they will endorse you when they explain you and your services to the branch manager. So start with asking for the director. Okay, I heard her mouth. I saw her mouth. Thank you. So let's move on to Jeanette, who is in Michigan. Hi, Jeanette.
Hi. How's everybody today? I was a little late tapping in, and I don't know if this question was asked on yesterday's call. Did I understand that because I already did the test and passed the test, our badge will be loaded in the near future?
Yeah, it's probably going to be tomorrow at this point, just given the time of
Okay.
day it is. But yes, it will be available to you tomorrow. You will gain access to it only if you've passed the CNTDA test on the Notary Coach platform. And then our testing will be available in the next week or so for anyone who still needs to take it. And we appreciate your patience. Jeanette is talking about the all hands on deck call we had yesterday for our certified notary trust delivery agents on the call. Thank you guys for showing up in droves. We just switched platforms. We have a new community and they came to learn all about that. So does that answer your question, Jeanette?
Yes, just one more part. Now, I did go through and manually
Mhm.
some of the videos I kind of skipped through, but some of them I did actually look at because I needed that refresh. So that's part of what I have to do. That's absolutely necessary.
If
I
you
went
need that check mark there to show that you've watched that video, if that matters to you and how it looks, it doesn't matter a hill of beans on my end. You're the only one that can see it. So if you need that green check mark to show that you've completed that particular class or that module, then yes, that's how you would do that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Carol in Southwest Florida, what is your question?
Unmute. I sent you my photo and I had an etiquette question,
Okay.
honestly, to
All
figure out about this because this is going to be a while.
right. Okay.
So I'm going to show my video so that folks can see. You can laugh, you can cry, you can be happy, you can be sad. Hang on a second. Hello. So this is not a, my brother told me that I should look a little bit more, color it red and become Santa. I had a basal cell carcinoma, skin cancer on my nose,
Which is nothing to laugh at.
which is, yes, but I had it removed today and I have to go to a plastic surgeon.
Mhm. Are they going to have to rebuild?
And this is not something that's going to heal right away.
Mm-mm.
because it's going to take some time. They're going to have to rebuild the where it was just really located in a very bad location.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, and I have gone to appointments with my estate planning attorneys just wearing a Band-Aid, but
Mhm.
now I'm going to have this huge thing on my face.
Well, Karen,
And I'm
I'm going to
also
tell
a
you.
remote online notary.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm
So
going
my
to tell you what I
question
do.
is, I want to still do
Of course.
notarizations,
Yeah.
but I know it's going to draw attention. I know it's going to, I mean, obviously it drew attention to me when they did this part. And
And it feels funny.
because it looks so much bigger than what it actually looks like, right? Because they bandaged me.
Mhm.
So what recommendation um do
Well, Patrick
you
said in the
do
chat, which I
you
think is your,
recommend? Do I put on, somebody just put in, Candy said that, do I wear the, I've got masks, I can wear a mask? What, because I can talk to the lawyer. I'm more worried about the client.
yeah. I'm going to tell you my secret to handling difficult situations. I think like wearing a mask is your um go-to. You don't want to explain it to anybody. It's nobody's
Okay.
business. I don't want to talk about it. Throw the mask on and you don't have to address it. But I have found in life when things are different or difficult, the best thing to do is to fully lean in and embrace it and just I would not
What?
over explain, but I would think of one kind of like you're developing a pitch, Carol,
Uh-huh.
like a sales pitch, but I would think of just one or two sentences that slant toward the humorous, that talk about the procedure that you had done. Personally, if it were me, I would say something like, no, I haven't had a nose job. I had, some cancer removed, period, move on.
Okay.
There's no other need. I don't feel there's a need to dwell on it, in my opinion. I don't think there's a need to dwell on it or over explain it because if you get caught in that situation, people are going, the more you explain it, they're going to realize how uncomfortable you actually are. And
Uh-huh.
they're
I'm
going to
not
think,
uncomfortable at
yeah,
all.
but that's what they're going to
I mean,
think.
I think it's
Telling you.
hysterical that I ended up with this,
Girl,
because I was wondering when they removed it, what was it going to look like? And if I didn't have, not having this on people would bother people more than me
yeah, yeah.
having this.
Well, and that's
Okay, with
a
the
great second
state that
step,
it's in right now. So, and
girl. Did you
Matt,
hear
you
me?
bring up a very good point. I don't think I can wear the mask for
Yeah.
a remote. So I just wanted to know, how do I, do I address it with, just like you said, a
I would
couple of
say,
humorous things to say, hey, good to see you today.
yeah, I would say something
You
like,
may notice that it
I
looks
would,
like I've had a nose job, but
yeah,
just had a little bit of skin cancer removed, and
yep.
I'm doing great.
And I'm doing
So let's
great.
move
Let's
on.
move
Boom, boom,
on.
boom. Okay.
Yeah, it's what Matt just put in the chat. You take one step ahead of it, you face it head on, you take charge.
Okay.
If you want to be funny when if you really want to be funny with it, you can, draw two dots and a smiley face on the end of your nose or, I mean,
Or get the clown nose and put it on
yeah,
top,
it's just
right?
going to show people
And it
that,
could look different tomorrow because I have to actually have it, because of the where it was located, it has to be rebuilt. So I
yeah.
have to go to plastic surgeons now that have to do that. So I'm gonna look this way for a while. Now, if I get from the plastic surgeon, I don't know if I'm gonna have bruising underneath or anything. Has anybody ever had to do a notarization with any kind of bruising?
Oh, yeah.
Lots and lots of makeup.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I wore it for years when I was in corporate world,
I'm
and
gonna
I
have to
got
worry
rid of
about it.
it.
I really don't, Carol. I think if you just, like I
Just
said,
tell them what it
address
is.
it
Okay.
and move on. The people on the phone, the clients, not the attorneys, but the people signing are going to take cues from you on how to handle it. And
Okay.
if you lean into it and you're funny about it and you just tell them you can say cancer or not, it's up to you. Whatever you want to say in one or two sentences and then move on to the work there, they will follow your lead. if you do
Okay.
that. The more
Okay.
you talk about it with them, the more they're going to want to ask questions. So if you want to talk about it, that's fine too.
No, I don't want to talk about, I just don't want somebody to come on and they think I'm joking. That's a bit that because of where this is located.
Yeah,
I
like a
mean, it
clown.
looks like I'm, it could be a joke, but it certainly is not. And so I was just trying to figure out, well, what do I do to cover it? Because,
Sure.
um, because even if I tried to cover it, I mean, it's massive
Well,
at
you
this
can't.
point, and it's going to be that way because of the bandaging.
You're just
Okay,
going to have to lean into it
I'll just lean into
for
it
this
and
phase
then,
and address it head
um,
on. Own it.
okay.
Yeah.
Own it.
But
Yeah. You're a confident woman. I know
and it
it's
was the one reason that I probably didn't want to get it taken care of because I knew if it ended up being something, they were going to have to take it off, and I'd end up with this kind of bandage on my nose.
Well, we all sure hope you start healing up okay. And I thought she sent me a picture earlier with her with a clown filter over it. That was hysterical. Thanks.
I
Thanks for
had
the laugh
chat
this
GP.
afternoon.
I posted the one with the clown, and my sister said it was creepy. So
People do have weird
I
clowns.
did the one,
So, yeah,
especially for people who don't like clowns, right?
exactly. Exactly. Thank you.
Okay,
For
thanks.
sharing, and keep us posted on how you're, keep coming back,
I
let us know
will.
how you're healing and stuff.
I
Okay.
will. Thank you.
Thanks, Carol. Um, Laura, we are
Yeah.
at the halfway point of the call, and this is where we stop and we tell people how they can connect with you outside of this call. Can you share how everybody can hang out with you on Saturday morning?
I'd love to. So every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time is Laura's Inner Circle. Laura's Inner Circle is much more focused on deliberate practice and notarizations and perfecting the craft of notarization. And as you can see, as we get some of the questions here as well, there's a lot of details that sometimes you don't have the opportunity to learn about till you're in the middle of it. And Saturday mornings would be an opportunity to hear about it, so you'd be more prepared. So, and Matt co-hosts that with me. So if you're interested, go to coachmelaura.com and then sign up at Laura's Inner Circle on my homepage. And I will send you an email reminder every Saturday morning to say, hey, we're about to start. Join us.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I'm just realizing Jen Cooper dropped off the call, but she should be back on.
Well, I can put my Coach Me Laura.
Can you, let's see, where is Jen? I just want to co-host her so she can put your link in there. I can't
There's
find
my
her.
website page.
Oh, there you go. Laura's got it in there for you guys. Sorry. God, I fall apart if Jen Matt are not on this call. Paula, I saw you had your hand up earlier. What was your question for us today?
I was just commenting on for Carol, but I read somebody said what I was gonna say, so it's like, okay, hands down. Yeah, I wouldn't say anything at all unless they bring it up, because like you said, Jen, she's confident, you know. So I just wouldn't say anything unless they bring it up,
Yeah.
because then they would know that, wow, she's out here doing a signing and she's not self-conscious of her nose because she's not touching it, she's not, look embarrassed or anything. It is what it is. Unless
Yeah,
it,
I agree. I think they're going to take the cues from Carol and how she handles it. Uh,
right.
and I think it's going to take Carol a few days to get used to it
And I
herself.
wouldn't,
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear a mask unless you want to, because I don't think they want you to put pressure on it. You know how the mask is.
Oh, yeah, that is too
I
good
wouldn't,
advice,
I
Paula.
wouldn't, I wouldn't do
Thank
that.
you so much.
And there's another thing too, another suggestion. I don't think anybody said anything. It's the holidays. So Halloween, put a red like Pinocchio, not a clown.
Oh, yeah, you could make
A
like a
witch's
spider.
nose.
A
A
witch's
witch's
nose.
nose. There you go. You could even do like a
And
spider.
don't forget your broomstick, when you
Yeah.
go into these houses.
Thanks, Paula. That was funny. Thank you. Hey, Jill in California, what can we do for you today?
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, my dog's barking. Like, can't hear that. I had a question and separate, nothing to do with Carol's issue, but I wish her well. Hope you get better soon. And I saw something from the NNA last week, and it's something that I've done for better business practice since I first trained with them and other groups recommended to me. And I've always gotten fingerprints, thumbprints for every signer. And they did something, they put something out in social media last week, I think it was, or the week before, and said that that's not best business practice anymore. And I wanted to hear from other people what they thought about that, or if that's something I should be reconsidering.
Laura?
Well, Jill, you did hear correctly. The NNA has put out an opinion that collecting the thumbprints beyond what the law requires would not be as good a business practice today as when it first came out. And that is because it's a biometric and people lose journals, journals are stolen. And they just felt that they wanted to retract that recommendation. Personally, I still collect a thumbprint on every single one. The difference is if somebody said, is that a requirement? I would need to honestly say, no, it is not. It is just my business
Right.
practice. And if they say, then I don't want to do it, I would need to honor that because it's not required. And I think every notary, and you know, my phrase, my mantra is you're the notary in the chair. You have to decide what is comfortable for you. You must meet the law, and anything you do above the law, as long as it doesn't break the law, then you're okay to do it.
Okay, that's fair. I
Call
appreciate
the
that.
hotline. If you call the hotline, they're gonna tell you we don't recommend it. It doesn't mean,
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Matt, do you want to add something to that before we move off that topic?
I do. I have personal policy. I collect it for everything unless someone refuses. And I've only ever had 2 people refuse over the years because the California public is kind of trained to expect it.
Mhm.
And I can tell you from internal conversations that if you are ever audited or if you are ever called into court for any kind of review of your journals, what they're going to be looking for is consistency. So if you have previously been getting thumbprints for everything before, you might want to consider staying consistent with that practice. Because when you start jumping around in your journal, doing this one day, this another day, etc., that just creates doubt about your performance as a notary. So I think that we should collect a thumbprint for everything. It protects you, it protects the signer, it shows that you're thorough, and no one down the road could ever say that you're inconsistent.
Yeah, I like that explanation because that's me. I have, years of HR in my background, used to dealing with lots of confidential documents and it's just that means something to me. So I really appreciate that explanation. Thank you.
And for everyone else on the call, that was a California specific, because we are the state that has the requirement, nobody else does. And if you're in a state where it's not required at all, or you might be in a state where it's prohibited, then don't be doing it. Follow your law.
Great advice, Laura. While we are waiting for some other questions, I want to remind you guys, and I just put this in the chat, but I want to remind you that the 2026 NNA conference is coming up May 3rd through 6th in Orlando, Florida. And you guys, if you purchase your ticket before November 24th, you can choose a payment plan and it makes things a little more affordable for you. Now, drop a 1 in the chat if anybody on here is on TikTok. I want to see how many people we have on TikTok on here. I saw you created an account, Laura.
I'm there.
I saw that last night. I was like, what? Now, I know some of you on TikTok have heard some creators talking about the NNA, because I see it, so I'm assuming you see it too, talking about the NNA and the tickets are overpriced and all of those things. And I want to kind of face that head on here and explain to you guys two things. If you've ever been to a professional conference from in your past life, let's say you were a banker and you attended the leading banking association conference in the country, it would probably cost you about 4 times what the NNA conference costs. Their tickets, when it comes to conferences, believe it or not, are so affordable. And the other thing I want to point out to you guys that isn't being mentioned in this narrative is that the food itself
Yeah.
for this conference is 3/4 of the price of the ticket. So when you're looking at a $750 ticket, or I don't even know how much it is this year, $800 ticket, know
No.
that 3/4 of that is going to the hotel to cover your food. That's how much it costs per person to put on one of these events. The NNA makes a big fat zero off of these conferences, you guys. So I just wanted to kind of address that head on because I keep seeing that more and more and more, and people talking about, oh, it's overpriced and all the things. And I'm like, for
No.
me personally, I'm like, you've obviously never been. The food is really good, Jay Wade. The food is good,
Oh,
but they serve you breakfast every day. They serve you a gala dinner and there's snacks every afternoon. So it is worth the price of admission.
and by
And
the way, Jen, they, Nicola fought for pricing,
Mhm.
and they did not raise their price. So at $750, it's the same price as last year. And in Florida, they have a $600 workshop pass. So if you live right there in Florida and you just want to go for the workshops and you really don't want to deal with all the other stuff, they have an alternative for that as well.
Should we tell them what we're going to be doing at conference, Laura?
No, I think we need to
You
leave
have to
that.
wait. Okay.
Oh, it's big.
It's
It's
huge. Um, can't wait. It is in Orlando, Florida this year. Yes, Jennifer Callens, we are teasing you. Sorry. I jumped the gun on that, but it is going to be an incredible conference. So if you guys are able to attend, and I think I can speak for Laura and Matt and Jen Cooper when I say if you do have any specific questions about the conference, please feel free to reach out to any of us. We'll be happy to answer that for you as well. No, I can't give you a hint, Cynthia. I'm sorry. Laura said, listen, girl, I got to do what Laura says too. I don't want her mad at me. Are you kidding? All right, guys, who else has some questions for us this afternoon?
Time is, oh, it's just barely 1 o'clock.
I know everybody's quiet today. We've got a full house, but everybody's quiet today. There's Melissa with Notarizing Tampa. Hey, Daniela, all these girls I saw at the Empower Summit this weekend. It was so good. Hey, Chastity, what is your question for us?
Hey, sorry, one last
Oh,
question.
never apologize.
So, Laura, on the HOA, I went through that video as well, and I was curious to know, because I know it's a lot of specifics because I was doing some research on it. If that is something that I did want to pursue in doing, do I contact you directly, or how do I get, because it is a little confusing. But I have like quite a few questions in regards to the videos that I watch. So how would I get, I guess, the questions that I needed answered to pursue that?
Well, Chastity, this is a great opportunity for me to share that I hold free consult calls that are private. 15
Oh,
minutes, just book it on my calendar. And that's
oh,
my last name. Actually, it's callenlee.com/, my last name.
oh,
And you
okay,
can book an appointment with me, have your questions ready, and
okay.
I'll go through all of them with you.
Oh, perfect. I'll do that. Thank
So,
you.
and I can do that for anybody who has questions they don't want to ask in a group setting.
Yeah.
Feel free to reach out to me.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I will.
Welcome.
And Chastity, I put that link for you in the chat so you could just open it up and
Okay.
go ahead and secure your time once we wrap up our call here in a few minutes.
Okay.
Great
Thank
question, though.
you.
Yeah, and anybody, can reach out to Laura. She makes herself available to you. I told you guys, nobody loves the notary community more than Laura does. Hey, Daniela in Georgia, good to see you again. We got to hang out this weekend.
Yes, good to see you. I just wanted to ask the question is what's the new platform for the CNTDA? Someone mentioned earlier because I
Ah,
got the certification. So
awesome. So you need to be on the lookout for an email from me in your inbox, Danielle. It
okay,
was originally sent on August 29th. If you
okay,
need me to resend you the link, just shoot me an email. I'm happy to do it.
okay,
Let me just put my you got my emails in the chat now, Jen at marketingfornotaries.com
okay.
if you can't find it. We have moved over to the school platform.
Mm-hmm.
So we sent out a poll, what was that like 2 months ago, Laura? We sent out a poll, a survey, and it was glaringly obvious that the majority of the CNTDAs were really missing the community aspect of it. And in our experience, myself having a community on school already, and then, our friend Bill telling us about his experience with HPN, it just made sense. School is easy to use, it's easy to navigate for the user. It allows us to post different modules and separate things and make them look pretty, but also build a community around being a CNTDA for referrals, for witnessing, for just sharing ideas and support when you're feeling like you need that little extra push.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a work-centered program like HPN is, where you have daily dues and things like that that you have to accomplish. It is strictly for the community aspect so that we all have a place to go and communicate, share announcements, share ideas, and share support.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll look for that email and
You're
I
welcome.
I have your email.
You know what, guys? If you are not a certified notary trust delivery agent, Laura and I are hosting day after tomorrow on Thursday. We are hosting a webinar. The link is in the chat. It's totally free for you to sign up and come hear all about the opportunities for notaries in estate planning. There's no cost to attend. If you're already a CNTDA, you don't have to attend. You've already been on this webinar. We are just putting it out more frequently now for folks who aren't aware of this opportunity. Believe it or not, there's some people that don't know about CNTDA, and we want to change that. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of this webinar, but please feel free to sign up if you would like to learn more about it. We'd love to see you on our webinar on Thursday. Hello, Candy in Arizona. What are you doing, my friend?
Staying hot, staying hot.
Staying hot? Yeah.
Staying hot. It's hot over here. I have 10 signings that came in between 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon and now.
Wow.
So I'm
You are
searching
rocking
for
and rolling.
notaries, sending documents. Yeah, it's just rocking. So I want to say thank you for last week for letting me come on and ask for help because I am training 2 notaries, one tomorrow, one Friday here in Arizona. And they will be working next week, making money for me, making money
Nice.
for themselves. And also one Florida notary contacted me from the group and I'm going to set her up for training in October. She's bilingual, which I desperately need. And so
Nice.
that worked out really well. And then one in Tennessee contacted me and we're not quite ready for that one yet, but I've got her name. She's the first one on the list because I've got
Nice.
her name.
Yeah.
So, and I did have a California notary reach out to me and say she was moving to Wisconsin and asked me for referrals for Wisconsin people that she can reach out to when she arrives there to contact. So this networking is so important, you guys. If you put your name, put your number out there to anybody and everybody, because as my business grows, I'm going to need more people and it just keeps growing and growing. So definitely when you see someone come on here and say, hey, I'm looking for this or I'm looking for that, or I can't find, reach out. I had a brand new notary, brand spanking new, reach out to me. He's like, nobody will help me and I really want to work. And I'm like, dude, we're training Friday. You're there. We're going and you're going to work for
Awesome. I
me
love it.
because I'm not putting up with that. So yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Candy owns a national signing service called Soroka Notaries. You might recognize that name. Um, she is the new owner of Soroka Notaries. So if you are, the states you're focused on right now are Arizona, Florida, and Tennessee. Um, if you are interested in going through her training to work with her clients in those states, please reach out to her. Candy Walters at Soroka Notaries. Candy, if you want to put your email in the chat, please feel free
Sure.
to. Yeah, happy,
I
happy,
really
happy to
appreciate it.
endorse that because we know you pay your notaries well and on time. Not all signing
I do
services
my
can say
best.
that. Okay, Larry out in San Francisco, what can we do for you today?
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
I just wanted to touch on a little quick bit of information I found out a week ago that still has my jaw on the ground because I never even thought of that. Uh,
Ooh,
I
there's
found
the tea.
I found it out from watching a video on YouTube for Notary Stars,
Okay.
where Bev pointed out that if you're dealing with a signer who's a senior, and it's on the signature line like Joe Signer Senior, there's a good chance that their ID won't say senior. So
Mhm.
there's a sort of a discrepancy between the name that you're working with and what's on the documents because senior isn't she said senior isn't a legal title. Like it's not gonna, it's of course it's not gonna be anyone's birth certificate because no one's born a senior. So that's got to be something that's got to be addressed. Either you contact the whoever gave you the documents, like your signing service or escrow, because there that could be a reject because you you have to get extra ID to prove that the senior is a senior. Because again, a driver's license probably won't have senior on it. And I was
It
just
could
thinking about
It could.
Could.
It could. Yeah.
It could, and that really is only a problem if seniors on the document. And if it wasn't on their ID, how did they get it on the document? That's my question. It's
right,
like,
right.
well, they need
That's what I
to
was
check it upstream what the ID says. But of course, name variation can be handled. Again, you're the notary in the chair, can be handled by every notary differently, depending on what you believe supports that that is a match. That that's the guy that's in front of you and that's the same one who's named in this document. So yeah, it does mean you need to do a little more due diligence on that assignment. You can't just ignore it. But that's would be my question to the title company is, hey, he doesn't have senior on his ID and I see it on the document. That's a problem.
Yeah, and I can just tell you, Larry, from experience in the mortgage world for entirely too long, that most folks, when they fill out a mortgage application, they fill it out themselves. And so oftentimes when business is busy, they won't even check driver's licenses until you end up getting at the table. And it's an unfortunate fact in the mortgage world that that's, you know, how that works. People fill out their application online and put all their information in, and then it's the processor job to come behind them and verify all that. But if they don't ask for a driver's license, they should right up front, but they don't, unfortunately. So a lot of times we're dependent on what the signer themselves filled out, you know, for their name. So, but Laura's absolutely right. You're going to have to talk to the title company and see what they will, and the lender, and see what they will and will not accept. Does that answer your question or statement? Wasn't really a question, a statement. Thank you. All right, we have time for one more if anybody's got a question. Otherwise, we are going to wrap it up today. While I'm giving you guys a minute to raise your hand, if you can think of a last minute question, I want to remind you too that there is a survey that pops up right after this call. I would love for you just to take an extra minute and get that filled out. This information, believe it or not, we look at it 4 different times a year. We're going to be looking at it on Monday at our quarterly TNT meeting, and it is how we make this call better for you. It's anonymous, so say what you got to say. We want to hear it. Now, last call for questions. Ah, there we go. Delphine in Sacramento. Hey, girl. Who is hanging upside down on her Zoom screen. You're like a bat there. You're on mute, Delphine.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, but yes, you're hanging upside down. That's what you look like.
Right now. But I'm going to try to make this quick. Aloha, everyone. Nice to be here again. I had a situation last week. Got a refund with First American, and when I was in a room with the customer. I started the regular procedures, introduce myself, and then start to reiterate the papers, the documents. And then the escrow lady came in. I forgot her name, but she came in and she took over the transactions. She started going through every page. So I thanked her for doing that, but I really didn't. You know, I felt kind of offended because she came in and took over what I was supposed to do as a notary. So I was kind of I was not feeling good afterwards because when I left, she sent the reception outside and told me, "Oh, excuse me, Delphine, you're going to need a little bit more training on how to read out the documents to customers." And it caught me off guard, and I said, "What?" And she said, "Yeah, so we'll get in contact with you again after you get training again on, the documents." So I kind of felt offended. I looked there, I said, "Okay," but I was thinking, sorry to say this, but I didn't I didn't tell the escrow officer to come in and do that. She just took over the whole transaction thing while I was trying to explain the documents to the customer. So I kind of felt offended on that. How do I handle this? This is the first time I went through this.
Laura, do you want to?
Well, I'm just wondering why you felt offended that they took over, in the presenting of the documents and gathering the signatures. Certainly would make my job easier within the appointment. But tell me what it was that made you have that feeling of being offended.
Oh, it was that feeling didn't come in until after the receptionist came out and told me that I need more training, which I was offended because to me, I'm a professional. I knew what I was doing, but no one told the escrow would come in there. I mean, I like that because you are right. It expedites the transaction. But after is when she sent the reception outside and told me I need more training. And I just looked at the reception and said, okay. And I left.
Okay,
I
so
didn't like it because that's the first time that happened to me, and I knew what I was doing. All we do is reiterate.
So Delphine, I obviously wasn't catching the end of it. So after the signing was over, you're saying the escrow officer said to you in the reception area that you needed more training?
No, she sent the receptionist out to tell me this.
Oh, to tell you.
Yes.
So then I would follow back up with that escrow officer to find out what was there a particular document you heard me introduce and that's not how you would like it introduced or it was incorrect. I would follow up then to say, you know what, I want to do work for you guys. So if there's something that I'm not doing the way you think it should be done, please share that with me so that future assignments go smoothly and you don't feel a need to step in.
Right. Thank you.
That's the professional way to handle it. You yourself called it out and said that you're a professional, Delphine.
Right.
You've got to make that phone call with an air of positivity about you to that branch manager. You don't know what was going on in that office. You don't know what was happening. They said you need more training, but that's a very broad statement. You obviously, they saw you do something they didn't like. Identify what that is and let them know that you're willing to work on that because you're interested in keeping them as a client. And just, it might be difficult. It's sometimes difficult to hear negative things about ourselves, but it will help you in your business. So it is absolutely worth the time to make that phone call.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys, we are at the end of our call today. And like I do every week, I am going to put Laura on the spot and ask her to close us out. Laura?
Here's what I have to say to you guys. I want you to start as you want it to end. So how do I want it to end? My income is consistently increasing. And I begin now today to open myself to ever increasing prosperity. So the idea is open yourself up to the universe. That prosperity is on its way to you.
Amen. Have a fabulous week, everybody. See you next week.